Yours, go ahead. So it sounds like they are coming north. Ah, there we go. Seb's got them. They're just crossing now. You also just, if you come on the fire break from Twin Dams towards Weaver's Nest. There we go. So they are coming quickly, which is great. Now, hopefully, they're going to come onto our side and on to Vuyatela, because if they do, it's going to be fantastic for us. But isn't this cool? Look at that. I love watching wild dogs, and I think it's this breakaway pack from the lower Sabi pack. It seems like it's just the three of them. There's one that's about to cross the road now, so hopefully we'll get a situation where they will cross over and get onto our side. But you can see they are quite lean, which means they haven't hunted yet this morning or caught anything yet, and so hopefully they will be catching something with us. And here it goes, and you can see how fast they move. Now unfortunately it's going to try and cross through, and there's just a number of different vehicles that are on this road, and I think the dog's a little bit. So Paula, you're asking, aren't wild dog sightings pretty rare? Well, yes, Paula, they can be a little bit rare. The thing about the dogs is that there's not too many of them left. There's only about 220 wild dogs left in the Kruger National Park system, and so that means that it is a very, very special thing to see them. Now, also at this time of the year, we have a situation where the dogs are all denning, and so the dens are in places where we sometimes can't go, and they'll be very localized to a certain area. And so what will happen is that the dogs will spend time in that area where they're denning, and we then don't see them as much as we do in the summer months, because in the summer months they move around quite a bit. Now I can only see the two at this stage. There seems to be the third one hasn't come through just yet, and they're still just trotting around on the road itself. Come on, guys. Time to come north. Chitty Chatty Meg, they do move a lot, and so particularly when it's early morning and late afternoon, they'll trot around everywhere going after things and trying to hunt, but they do nap quite a bit. So during the day when it's hot, they will nap quite a lot. Here we go, they are coming north, which is fantastic. So the one has just crossed past me now, and there comes the third one at the back. I can actually see the third dog coming, and slowly but surely they're coming over the road. There's one right here, Seb, which is very cool. So you can see he's just now going up towards Vuyatela, which is fantastic news. So we're going to have the wild dogs hopefully for most of the morning. This pack is notoriously difficult to follow because there's just the three of them. They're not that easy, particularly when they start hunting. It can be really very tough to be able to follow them. Now I'm going to just quickly loop around so that I can keep up with these guys, because I don't want to cut others off when it comes to being able to see them. So we're going to just loop and see if we can't catch up with them on the other side. But this is an awesome way to start the day for me. Well, I didn't expect to see the dogs. The last update I got about them was that they were far from here. So Capel, you're asking if the dogs smell like popcorn. Capel, no, they don't. And you can see how fast these dogs are moving already. They've already left us behind. They are parallel with me now, I think. I lost them going this direction, so we're going to have to do some serious off-roading to keep up with them, and where they're going now is not going to be easy at all. So I'm going to try and just let other guys know so that they can come and help me, because otherwise I'm going to struggle to keep up with these guys. And it looks like they're actually hunting. The way that they're running is generally a way when they've spotted something, they get onto this like high gate where they lift their heads and move quite a bit. So there we go. Yeah, these dogs are now highly mobile northeast towards Twin Dams itself. They're in the block now between the Firebreak, Twin Dams and Weaver's Nest. So this is going to be tough to keep up with them. Yeah, AFM, I would wait just on the northern side of the waterhole. So hopefully we're going to be able to keep up with these dogs and try and see if they won't move too fast for us and allow us to keep up. It's just the three dogs, but I'm battling to keep up with them through here. Now, hopefully we won't hit an aardvark hole. Seb, you're going to have to hold on. Sorry, little button quail. There's a little button quail that flew out from underneath the wheel. Now, we are almost behind them again. I can just see them trotting in the distance, but this is why wild dogs are notoriously difficult for us to find, because look at how quickly they've gone from that main road to this area, and I'm battling to keep up, and we're doing very quick time off-roading, considering normally when you off-road you're going much slower because, well, there's stumps and varying other things, and so it's very difficult to actually keep up with them. Now, I've lost them from here. Have you got them? Okay, so Seb has got them again, which is fantastic news. Thank you, Seb. It's the best part about having a cameraman when you're doing this kind of things with wild dogs, is that they can be able to direct you and tell you where to go, because you end up in a situation where you... Now, I do apologize if we get any spider webs on lenses or anything like that. It is thick in here, and the spiders would have built their webs during the night. Seb. I've also lost them. I think they've crossed over this drainage system. I don't know if we're going to be able to get through here, Seb. I think we're going to have to go around. Now, this is the problem with the dogs. When they decide to go, there, I can hear the Franklins in front of me, so hopefully that's where they are. I'm going to try and quickly get around that side, see if I can't find these dogs again, and while we do that, let's go across to Byron and get a little bit more of a calmer voice. We have indeed so very far from where they were, and we had some impalas exploding in front of us and tracks, and we've managed to find them, and we're going to only have them probably for the next few minutes because they're about to cross into Torchwood. That's how far we've gone already. We're just south of Buffelshoek Dam, and they really have moved very far. I just want to let the guys know, if you look at it on these Madash, they're about to cross into Torchwood from Central. So it seems as though they're going to go static now for a little bit. You can see they are moving slowly eastwards, so I'm going to try and stay with them, but at least they've slowed down a little bit. Go ahead, Greg. Sure, they can move, these guys. Hey, Film Greg, they are moving straight east now on Central, going towards the boundary. They haven't crossed just yet, so if somebody can get to Cheetah Cut Line quickly, we might still be able to, I can point you in the right direction. So I'm just trying to let the guys know, because everybody's been trying to just keep up with them, and, well, as you can see, they just don't stop. And so carrying on trotting as they go, and I was hoping to find their tracks, and as soon as we saw those impalas running, we knew that they must be here somewhere. And so at least we've caught up with them a little bit. And isn't this the best way to spend a morning? I love when we have wild dogs, because it just feels as though your adrenaline level goes through the roof as you race around trying to find them. And then when you do find them again, it is really quite special, and you get feeling of accomplishment when you do find them, because, well, it's difficult to find these three. They're like needles in a haystack at times. Now, hopefully they'll turn north up Cheetah Cut Line, and they'll allow us to view them for a little bit longer, because they definitely are hunting. They chased some impalas, but they missed, and it seems as though now they're just going to take it a little bit easy. I don't want to get too close to them, because I want to get as much out of the sighting as we can, and so if we can keep them from trotting and rather than walk, then that will be better too. But look at how they use those big ears. So they go up on a ridge, they look into ahead of them, and big ears to listen. Can they hear some animals moving around? And they'll be hunting duiker, impalas, steenbok, even young kudu, young wildebeest, young zebras. So they have quite a wide variety of prey items. Now, B. Smithy, the three dogs are not going to be able to bring down as big an animal as the larger packs will. I have seen packs bringing down baby giraffe, baby wildebeest, even baby buffalo. Last year during the drought, the dogs were hunting buffalo, and I was talking to the guys in Timavati, and they were telling me that they even watched a pack of dogs hunt a fully grown buffalo bull. So that gives you an idea of how big they can. But these three dogs, they'll be probably hunting mostly the biggest item I would say they would bring down would be probably an adult male impala, maybe if they're lucky a female kudu. So that would be kind of rough sizing for them. And it looks like they're just going to stop a little bit for us. Look, scent marking. So it's the 2 males in front by the looks of it, and the female at the back, if I've got it right. I can't see 100% nicely. Actually, it looks like the female's in front, and then the 2 males at the back now. But look at the male scent marking over where the female did. So that is right. There's the female right in front, and then the 2 males at the back. And it doesn't look like she's pregnant. It doesn't look as though they've mated with her. Anna Marie, you're asking if the 2 males in this pack would fight over the female. Well, there would have been some sort of competition over that female, but once they've established a little hierarchy, then they will be fine. At least there's not too much competition. You must understand, in some of the packs that are 20 dogs, there's sometimes 10 different males in that pack that are fighting over the female, and so you'll find that they establish their sort of hierarchy quite quickly, and the male will have already been established as to which one is the more dominant one. What is interesting is that this pack has been just these 3 for the last, I would say, 1.5 years, maybe 2 years, and they still haven't bred yet. We still haven't seen any signs of her being pregnant, and so it's interesting just to kind of witness how this has been going on. They've obviously picked up a scent of something there, because they're scent marking and sniffing around, which is fantastic news for us. I'm really quite happy that they've done that, because it slowed them right down, so that's really good news. There we go, back onto the road. Look, noses down, smelling what's going on, listening, and they are beautiful. I know a lot of people don't like them. I find them to be very pretty. I think they got all different markings, and I really love spending time around the dogs. I just want to let the guys know as well where I am. Still haven't approached the boundary just yet. We slowly mobile towards the cut line. We're between the cut line and Drakensberg at the moment. Copy that. They've slowed right down now, so it looks like they're changing direction and coming back towards where I am. So just come down central. Ali, I don't think they smell a carcass. I think it's more that these 3 dogs have scent marked here before, and now they're just marking again, or there are other dogs that have marked here before. But we know that there hasn't been any other dogs seen in this area for a long time, and so it must be where they've marked. I know that they were on this road about 2 weeks ago, and so they're probably picking up their own scent marking, and they just marking their territory and just making sure that there's not any other dogs that have come in while they've been moving around. Now, what is quite nice is you can see with the males, you see they get a little fluffy neck area, and you'll find that that is quite interesting with the males. They tend to get a bulkier neck and almost like a little dewlap that forms, as opposed to the females that get a much cleaner neck area. They don't have that fluff that tends to come out around the chin area. Yours, go ahead. But they seem to be sniffing. Affirmative, that's the one. So they're just asking me about where we are. So they're just trying to find out. I'm just on the radio. Sorry, guys. It's they seem to spend most of their time on the northern side, but you can go around. There's a 2-track that goes all the way around. Now you can see they've just defecated on the road, and this is typical of wild dogs. When they're marking, you see they all go to the toilet together. Now the other one in front, on the front left, has also gone to the toilet. So there's another one, and that one as well. So all 3 have defecated in the same place here, and it looks like they're now going to go northwards, which is fantastic news for us, because it means we get to spend longer with the dogs this morning. And I always love watching this social interactions. And you'll find if the pack is big, all of them would have done the exact same thing. So when you come across big packs, they're actually quite easy to find, because they leave a lot of telltale markers, like this defecating on the road. So we've got 3 different piles of dung there now. So you can imagine when there's 20 of them, how many piles of dung you end up getting. I'm going to reverse back, because they are starting to get mobile northwards again, and that means that we are going to go for a ride. Seb, are you ready?
Buckle up.
Buckle up, exactly, because this does get quite rough and ready. I'm just trying to find a place to actually get in here so as to keep up with them. I wonder if it's not going to be better just to go on the road parallel. I think it's quite far away though. Ooh, Seb, I think this is going to be rough, but let's try and see if we can't keep up with them. It's not going to be easy in here by any stretch of the imagination. There are a lot of fallen trees, and well, these dogs just move so fast that the chances of us keeping up with them through here is going to be slim, but we shall try anyway. At least we got a nice sighting out of them, and they went static for us for a little bit. Watch on the left there, Seb. Now, we've lost our wild dogs briefly. We're going to try and see if we can't find them again. And let's go across to Byron, who I think has also lost his big pachyderms.